Welcome back to page 121. If you're lucky enough to be seeing this video, you know that today's topic is luck in Traveler. In the Traveler 2024 companion update, and the original as well, there is a section on new characteristics. It is beginning on page 4, page 5, page 4. And the characteristics that they talk about are wealth, luck, morale, and a few others. I'm not going to go into all of them because today I only care about luck. Luck appears on page 5. Luck as a statistic is nothing new. In the old Champions game, you used to be able to buy luck or get bonus points for taking unluck on your character during character creation. And I'm sure that there are many, many other things. The luck stone in AD&D, the stone of good luck, the luck stone. And luck has been used by many characters through the years. One of the older ones that I first encountered it on was Tila Brown from the Ringworld saga. The luck of Tila Brown. I'm not giving away anything by saying this. Ringworld was published, I think, in 1970 by Larry Niven. And in it, it's decided by one of the sponsors of the expedition that's going to Ringworld that it would be good to take a lucky person along. So they find Tila Brown because Tila Brown is like the 7th generation child of birth lottery winners. That the planet Earth has limited amount of people that can have babies, yet her family and she have been essentially bred for luck by winning this lottery generation after generation. So the theory goes. I won't go into any more than that. I don't want to spoil the information on this 50-plus-year-old novel. I recommend it highly, by the way. It's a really good book. Sequels, not so much, but I loved Ringworld. And, of course, Domino from the comic books, X Factor, and, of course, from the Deadpool 2 film are good examples of luck. We had a character in our old Champions game named Fortune, whose entire deal was luck. He had a bunch of luck dice that he had bought as his prime power, and he could also shoot his opponents with unluck. So then it fell to the GM to come up with different ways that Fortune would be lucky. He falls off a building but lands in a mattress truck. His enemy points a gun at him, has dead to rights, and the gun misfires in the enemy's hand. That sort of thing. So you always had to be on your toes when you were running Fortune. Fortune was a very enjoyable character, by the way. So now we get to look at luck as a statistic in Traveler. Now, I have not tried this yet, and I'm of two minds on it, and I'll say that going in. I don't want anybody to think that I'm advocating this or knocking it. I haven't decided if I'm going to use this or something like it in my Traveler campaign. I just thought I'd bring it out because it's an interesting topic. So luck represents the Traveler's general good and bad fortunes, governs situations that are essentially beyond your control. Useful in highly cinematic games, getting you out of that really tough situation. Luke and Leia are trapped. The bridge controls are damaged. They have no way to get across the chasm. As luck would have it, Luke happens to have a grappling hook and rope on his belt, which is never mentioned prior in the film. Or again, Luke is able to swing them across the crevice and they escape the bad guys. That, in my opinion, is a great piece of luck. A lot of times you don't want the plucky but inexperienced hero getting out of the problem. You want the game to be a cold, unfeeling universe ruled by science. But luck is determined by a straight 2d6 roll and cannot be permanently increased or decreased in the manner of any other characteristics. Only major events can change a character's luck, and this is at the discretion of the referee, who must decide what factors may influence luck. In some campaigns, it might be desirable to allow travelers to collect charms or artifacts that improve their fortunes, although this should not be overdone. You can also introduce karma, where if you do good things happen to you, or if you do bad things happen to you. Interesting. Luck can be used to determine success or failure to see who is affected by a random event. A traveler's chance of succeeding in a task through blind luck should never be better than their chance using skills and good planning. When all else fails, though, you can use luck to see if you land on your feet or face plants into a wall. I kind of like that. Random situations. Luck can be used to see what happens to which traveler when no other factors apply. For example, if one traveler selected at random is to be a victim of a bad event, everyone can make an opposed luck check and the lowest score will be the victim. Some events will instead affect every traveler failing a luck check. This might occur when a random event takes place, such as when the group of travelers are caught in the open during a meteor shower, or they open unmarked ration tins. So if your luck holds and you're eating the ration tins, your ration tin happens to be fine. The other people's luck doesn't hold. They're in the fresher for the rest of the trip. Altering chances of success. If a traveler really needs to succeed in its skill or characteristic check, they can expend luck on a temporary basis. Each point of luck spent translates to die modifier +1 to the check. Likewise, each luck point expended can be used as a negative DM to a check made against them. So if somebody's trying to shoot you, you apply your luck as a negative die modifier, and then you get the whole, hey, they missed, why, how could they miss, that kind of thing. This is the only part that I'm a little bit interested in, which is what made me really dive into this a little bit and see what I wanted to do with luck. I kind of like the idea of you having something to alter the chance of success, but I'm not sure I want a statistic for it. Surviving a disaster. A highly cinematic game might use luck as a way of keeping the travelers alive through their adventures. I'm not crazy about that. I would rather the travelers role play and otherwise play their characters to get in and out of situations, and I would let them hope that they would be more deterministic in their futures. You may grant a traveler a chance to survive through blind luck on a 12-up check with no characteristic modifiers. Instead, the chance of survival can be increased by permanently expending points from the character's luck characteristic. So if I roll a luck of 7, which is the average on 2d6, and I'm in a situation where I'm definitely going to die, I can say the heck with it, and I can dump 5 of my luck points into this 12-up roll, which now becomes a 7 or higher, to survive the situation. Might be good at the time, but now I have lower luck, and if luck is still playing a thing in the campaign, then now you have lower luck, and your character may not be worth playing anymore. If the luck check is successful, the traveler somehow survives. Maybe their crampons caught the ice surface and slowed their fall into the crevice so that they're just really, really hurt. Interesting, because surviving doesn't mean surviving intact. No, luck cannot be used to affect someone else in this manner. If a traveler fails their luck check, their friends cannot try to get lucky on their behalf. The other thing is luck is a very faithful mistress. In my way of thinking, luck is for the lucky. The person that is gaining the luck can do so at the expense of those around them. I go back again to Ringworld and Tilo Brown. If you want a decent example of that, I don't want to give any spoilers up because that is a kind of a touchstone novel for Traveler fans. I do recommend it highly, but I don't want to give up any more about that. But in the campaign of Champions where I was GMing this character Fortune. Fortune's luck, I would often have come at the expense of other people. The big bad guy's got a blaster and he's going to blast Fortune. Fortune happens to be running side to side and happens to cross behind one of the other players. The other player would catch the blast in the chest. Fortune would be fine, his luck held. The other player became kind of a victim of one guy's luck. That's another way that I like to play luck in any kind of game, and I do recommend it. And then here's some examples of using luck. Oh, it said, I'm sorry, to regain your luck if you've expended it in that one life-saving roll, is you could actually role play it where you undertake good works, visit remote temples to ask for the gods why they survived, and generally go out of their way in an adventure material creating sort of way. Even then, regaining luck should be a difficult business. Again, I'm not sure I'm crazy about that, but it is interesting. It's good food for thought. Examples of using luck. Travelers are caught in a meteorite shower and risk being struck. This is essentially a random event since the meteorites move so fast it's beyond the means of the traveler to avoid them. Normally, a straight 2-die roll might be used to any given traveler is hit, but if luck is used, this roll can be modified by the traveler's luck die modifier. And it goes back to what I was just saying. If the GM says, yes, someone will be struck by this, and I roll my luck roll, if I happen to be the one that gets singled out by the dice and I'm going to be the one that gets hit, well, the GM then has to roll again and somebody else is going to get hit. So I've used my luck to displace my bad fortune onto somebody else. That is how luck works very often, and it does build resentment at the table, which is one of the reasons I hesitate to include it in games. The guy with the luck stone in our table can modify his roll for treasure. Players usually get kind of angry if they do that, if the player does that, simply because it's lessening their chance to win the particular piece of treasure. And then another example, travelers disturb an angry creature. It's in the middle of them, and the choice of who might get bitten is essentially random. All the travelers might be asked to make an opposed check, and the one with the lowest effect gets bitten. So again, my good luck means your ill luck. So luck can be divisive in your campaign, at your table. It has been in some situations at my table, and I hesitate to include it. As I say, I only took a look at this and did this video because it is an option if that's your style of play. And it's something I have not completely ruled out. I'm toying around with some kind of experience point system that I'll go. I've read the Traveler gaining experience and such, and I've got a couple modifiers to that. I'll do that in a future video. But the idea would be that you could use some of those experience points to maybe modify a die roll. And if that were the case, I wouldn't need the luck statistics. So I haven't decided where I'm going to go with this. But I just thought it was an interesting topic. Definitely some food for thought. Let me know what you think. If you're lucky enough to have seen this video, let me know. And we've all known that person that steps into a pile of dog dew and comes out smelling like a rose. I've known two in my life. And one of them was the biggest complainer I ever heard of. And he was one of the luckiest people I ever knew. But that's all I've got today on page 121. I just want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. And luck willing, I'll see you next time.